Okay, so welcome back. That Marketing Dan. We are on video number 4 of this 5-part series. You might notice it's getting a little bit more organized as we move forward throughout it. The last couple videos, we talked about the dangers of trying to sell to everybody. That was video number 1. If you haven't watched these, I suggest you go check them out. Again, I don't do fancy editing. I just get what's out of my brain onto the camera so you can absorb it. All right. I'm not going for quantity of viewers here. I'm going for quality of content consumed. All right. Video number 1 was trying to sell to everybody. Why that's a big mistake. Video number 2 was the perils of trying to do everything yourself and how you need to work towards delegating things as you build your business. Video number 3 was for small service-based business owners. That was yesterday's. And how you are ignoring your Google business profile and why that's a big mistake. And today we're going to talk about confusing activity with progress. This is going to be a little bit more broad and esoteric, but we're going to dive in to the different strategies on how to track what your marketing is doing. As in the previous 3 videos, I've got my assistant Aiden here as well. He's going to ask me a few questions, and I'm going to kind of just put out some nuggets. Again, get what's out of my head into yours, and in the process, hopefully record some or get some good YouTube short content out of this to send people over to this series. So, Aiden, what you got for me?
Wonderful. Well, hello, Dan. Hello, everybody. The first question I'm going to ask is, how can someone tell the difference between looking busy and actually making progress move?
You cut out a little bit there with your mute, but I think the question was, what's the difference between looking busy and actually doing something? The first problem, or the first thing you can do, is do a self-analysis, right? Are you just doing busy work, or are you actually moving the needle? I used this example the other day, or yesterday's video, the stay-at-home mom who says, you know what, I'm going to start a business. I got this really good idea. And she goes and gets an LLC. She incorporates, she gets a business bank account, but she's never made a sale, right? She doesn't even know if her idea is validated yet. She doesn't even know if people want to buy what it is she has to sell, but she checked that off the list and she put it in the done pile and she feels good about herself. Okay, that is the difference between actual progress and a serotonin boost. I say it all the time. Not all likes on Facebook are created equal. I would rather have 10 likes from 10 engaged brides as a wedding photographer than 1,000 likes from a bunch of strangers. All right, because those 10 brides as a wedding photographer are going to convert much more likely than the other 990 random strangers from all over the country. Okay, the 1,000 likes feels good. It boosts my serotonin. It validates my post, and it makes me feel like I actually matter on the internet to a bunch of strangers. But I'm more focused on those 10 people that are in my city, possibly willing to hire me because of that post. It's not about serotonin. It's about moving the needle. And that is the most important part about staying focused on the things that matter when you're starting out your business.
So, Dan, when you look at most small business owners' daily to-do lists, what's the biggest sign they're mistaking being busy for being productive?
Again, it comes down to that self-analysis. Are you procrastinating? And I'm guilty of it too. I will sit here from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. just diddling around, doing emails and messaging my assistant here and not really making moves. And it's because I don't have the guidance, the specific direction that I could probably use. And that's my fault. I should hire someone. I should get a mentor, a consultant, a coach, somebody that can hold me accountable. So if you're not able to hold yourself accountable, who's going to do it for you? All right? Self-analysis. Understand, okay, I'm not very good at holding myself accountable. I need to hire someone to do it. Your wife, your business partner, your friend. Have them sit down and say, listen, what are we doing today that is actually moving the needle? Decide and quantify what it is that does move the needle. Because for some people, it's one thing, and other people, it's another thing. You need to focus on what it is inside of your business and be raw and real with yourself. Otherwise, you're not going to get anywhere.
What is your personal definition of progress in business? And how do you use that definition to make sure that you aren't just staying busy and staying unfocused?
Personally, my business model is I own a marketing agency. I've got just over 20 clients that I work with every day. busy work with them is important because it's fulfillment, but I hire someone to do the fulfillment. So I'm more of the account manager. Um, so I could sit there and waste time messaging them all day and keeping them updated, but that's not moving the needle in my business. My time is best spent getting new customers into or new clients into my world. That's what I'm good at. I'm good at marketing. I'm good at talking. I'm good at building relationships. So my specialty being that, any time spent on anything other than that is time wasted. It's time being procrastinated with. I need to actually focus on my skill set, which is bringing people in, building those relationships, closing clients, so then I can have my fulfillment team get them the results that they expect to get by working with me. Anything short of that is a waste of time. Also, it's also worth noting for anybody watching this, Aiden, how old are you, Aiden?
I'm 20.
20-year-old kid, right? He's in college and he's learning all of this stuff from me directly. And my whole goal when we created the series, this channel, all of that stuff is so that people that Aiden wants to learn from me. He's a sponge. That's why I like him so much. And I said to him, I was like, listen, if you can get the things out of my head that you want to know personally, people on the internet are going to want to learn that. So shout out to Aiden and being such a sponge and wanting to learn so much.
Let's go. Can you walk us through your likes don't equal lead story, Dan? And the lesson it taught you about measuring results and how to actually quantify progress that way?
Well, again, it's what I mentioned earlier. Not likes don't equal money, right? You can get thousands and thousands of likes, but it's not going to put money in your bank account. And we're not in business to get likes. We're in business to make money. Okay, so sure, you're getting a bunch of likes on a post or on something that you'd put out there, but how can we transition that into money? How can we segment that into somebody that's going to turn into a lead so you can get money out of it? Okay, I've had people that say to me, like, you're marketing and you only got 30 subscribers on your YouTube channel? Bro, of these 30 subscribers, I've turned 7 of them into clients. Okay, 30 subscribers into 7 clients is pretty freaking awesome. Okay, it's not about the quantity. It's about the quality of the relationships. All right, you can go out and you can hit on a single man going to the bar. You can hit on 100 women. Oh man, I'm going to get that one. Yes, cool. Right? One person out of 100 says yes to a date. I'm more of the one who wants to build 100 relationships. And when I ask them out on dates, I get 50 of them. Right? It's about quality of relationships. If you focus on quantity, it's not moving the needle. Right? You're just boosting that serotonin. And that's an issue, man. And it's easy to fall into that trap.
Dan's a whole-on player.
I've been in this a while, man. 17 plus years. I was a professional BMX rider, and I didn't know it for the longest time that I was actually in marketing and sales. I thought, as a professional bike rider, like X Games is what I'm talking about, I thought the only way that I could make money was by being a professional or being the best professional there was. Here's the problem. Only one person at any given time can be the best at what it was I was doing. And guess what? It was not me. It was not going to be me. I was a top 20 guy. When I was competing in the X Games, guess who was the best? If anybody older watching this, you probably know. His name is Dave Mira. He was the best rider on the planet. He won every contest. Every now and again, he'd get second, but it wasn't me beating him. I was a top 20 guy. But guess what Dave Mira was really good at? Branding, talking, sales, marketing. He was a very marketable product, and that's why companies gave them tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month to represent their brands. I was too busy trying to learn the biggest and best tricks when I should have been focusing on making myself a marketing piece for companies I was looking to have sponsored.
And then you went ahead and did.
Well, then I learned marketing. And now I don't ride bikes anymore, right? I still ride bikes for fun, but I don't compete. So I do marketing for other people that are interested in marketing themselves and or their product and or their businesses.
The next quick question I have, and we touched on it earlier. So the question was, why do you think business owners cling to vanity metrics? But we kind of already touched on that. So I'm going to ask a different question. If you could wipe one useless marketing metric off every business dashboard forever, what would it be and why would you choose that?
I'm not going to say metric. I'm going to say social media channel. Get rid of TikTok. Get rid of it. You don't need it, especially if you own a regular small business. Here's the thing, it comes down to your business model. If in your business model, it says, I'm going to earn money on my views on TikTok, then you're wasting your damn time. I know a guy at a house I'm building right now. He's done some contract work for me. He literally cuts trees down. He's a tree removal guy. He trims trees, cuts trees, logs, that kind of stuff. He's out there trying to go viral on TikTok. Like, bro, what is that going to do for you? What is that going to help you with? Okay, a bunch of strangers see that you cut trees and you got a bunch of views. Again, back to the serotonin. Serotonin doesn't pay the bills. Okay, focusing on your local market, your specific audience is going to pay the bills. Don't try to go viral. Just try to make relationships. That's the difference.
What 3 to 5 numbers should every business owner be tracking weekly to know that they're moving forward if they're not going to be looking at views and likes?
Well, again, okay, don't get me wrong. The metrics matter. Views and likes are important. It's cool. It shows relevancy. It shows that you've got a reputation and credibility. But to be more specific about your question, it really kind of depends on your business model again, right? If you're a small service-based business owner, you should be going into the back-end analytics of your Google business profile and start focusing on the parts that matter. And most of my clients, it's Google business interaction views, right? So let's say that's 1,000. And from there, a lot of my restaurant clients is menu views, right? So if 1,000 people saw your Google business profile, 462 go to your menu, and maybe 258 go to your website, and maybe 115 call you, and 64 request directions. It's a funnel, right? The more that come in, the more you're going to get at the bottom. It's that simple.
So if someone's listening right now and they've just realized that they've been chasing the wrong numbers for months, what's the first step that they could take to begin to fix the path they are on and steer it towards a different direction?
Well, marketing in general is all about numbers. That's the best part about it. What you and I think matter don't if the numbers show otherwise. All right. So you have to be fluid from the start. You have to learn to read the data, and the data is going to be directly tied to your particular business model. All right. If you're running ads to generate traffic to an offer, then you're going to want to look at things like CPMs and CPCs, right? CPM is cost per 1,000 views. A CPC is the cost per click. All right. And then when they come off the ads platform, you're going to want to track the numbers inside of your website. How do they progress through the different pages? But if you own a small service-based business, you can skip all that together and just look at your Google business profile. Let's say you own a restaurant. Your Google business profile, go look at the metrics behind the scenes on that. It's super easy to access. Leave a comment and I'll show you. You want to look at Google business interactions. If you get 1,000 of those, and then you might get 652 menu views. And if you get 652 menu views, maybe you get 324 phone calls. And if you get 324 phone calls, maybe you get 116 direction requests of people that are coming to your place. So now for every 1,000 views on your Google business page, you're getting 100 plus directions. Okay. Now they're coming into your world and you can ask them, hey, where did you find us? How did you get here? How did you hear about us? And now you start learning. You start realizing that those are the metrics to pay attention to. Not all metrics are universal. It's your particular ones that matter. That's why they call them KPIs, key performance indicators, for your business and your offer and your model. That said, everybody, that was our 4th video of a 5-part series of the 5 biggest mistakes that I learned from over my career. Just talked about confusing activity with progress. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this, was a little bit more esoteric. A couple of concrete, tangible gems in there. Tomorrow is going to be our last and final video. It's going to be waiting until it's too late to market. And that's a big one to me personally, a little sneak peek teaser. The hardest clients for me to get results for are the clients that needed results yesterday. I will not work with them. If you are desperate to make money, if your back is against the wall, can I help you? Absolutely. Is it going to be easy? Is it going to be worth my time? Probably not. So you're going to have to convince me to work with you in something like that. But if you come to me and you've actually got a plan in motion and you just want to keep the momentum going, that's a whole different type of client. Tomorrow, I'm going to teach you how to do that. Video number 5. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you then.